Hey guys, my name's Annie. This is my boyfriend Colin. Enjoying the sunset over Snowbank Lake. We're up in the Superior National Forest doing a hike on two trails, the Snowbank Trail and the Kekekabic Trail. So I've been dreaming about doing the Kek for about 3 years. It's a pretty rugged, true wilderness trail that goes 41 miles through mostly the Boundary Waters Canoe wilderness area. It's a trail that's going to offer us a lot of challenges with navigation. It's been hit by forest fire, by straight-lined windstorms. It's really, really far north, almost to the Canadian border here in Minnesota, and it's hard to get big trail crews up here to take care of it. So definitely anticipating having a hard time, but also an exciting time and exhilarating time. And today, last minute, we totally decided to add the Snowbank Trail on to the trip. So far, we've only been on it for about 1.5 miles. This is a loop trail that's going to connect back with the Kekekabic about 5 miles up the Kek. So we're going to cut 5 miles off of our Kek hike, but we get to add 15 miles of hiking around this beautiful lake. So we just hiked around the northern side of Snowbank Lake, actually away from the lake a little bit, around this little lake called Wood Lake, I think. And now we're coming back out, and it's so beautiful. So we think we're only about 1,000 feet from a campsite where we're going to take lunch. Last year I took 3 months off of work. I hiked 516.25 miles here in Minnesota, but who's counting? Me. I count it every day. But it was an amazing experience. I thru-hiked the Superior Hiking Trail. I did the Border Route Trail with my boyfriend Colin to actually start that hike off. And then I took the ferry from Grand Portage over to Isle Royale and spent 2 weeks out there hiking as well. The original idea for that hike was to do what I think of as Minnesota's Triple Crown trails. That's an ode to the AT, PCT, and CDT, which are the national long distance hiking trails where if you hike all three, you earn a Triple Crown. And I think of Minnesota, I think of the Superior Hiking Trail, the Border Route Trail, and the Kekekabic Trail as Minnesota's Triple Crown. All three of those trails just got added to the North Country Trail with federal legislation. It was called the Arrowhead Reroute. Colin was unable to do the Kek with me at the end of my hike last year, and I was just too intimidated by it to do it by myself. So, but really been dreaming about doing this trail. So super excited to be on the Kek, and really glad it's not pouring rain today, and hoping my feet hold up. And yeah, talk to you guys later. So we're doing a little bit of hiking in a light rain this morning. We just hiked down from Grub Lake where we camped last night. Now we're back on Snowbank. Once you get around a section on Grub Lake that's got a lot of downfall from the 2016 storm up here, trail gets really nice, really cool. Cross a beaver dam, scramble up a cliff, then you get to do some kind of hiking along a ridge. We got visited by a lot of critters last night at our campsite, probably just little ones, but at one point I was kind of half asleep and I heard something kind of padding up outside the tent, and my first thought was that it was my dog coming to say hi, because he often does that when I kind of surface in the morning. He'll come and stick his nose in my face and say good morning, but the dog is not with us. So that's pretty exciting. And then we did see wolf tracks this morning when we were crossing a beaver dam. So on wilderness trails like this, you can see the tread pretty well right now. Sometimes you can't. And then you want to keep your eye out for cairns like this. Cairns, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's
Cairns.
Cairns, thank you, Colin.
And then another good tip was to keep an eye out for the cut log ends when you're in sections of blowdown. But you know, oh, and we had some really fun times yesterday in a swamp. We could not find the trail for a while. We couldn't even find our way back to where we thought we knew the trail was. So that was definitely the worst kind of losing the trail moment we've had on the trip so far. Eventually we found it and found the right way across, but we actually had to consult our GPS and maps and compass and everything. So yeah, so on these trails you definitely want to bring, we've got 3 different maps. We've got the Mackenzie maps with us. We've got the Kekekabic Trail Guide, which does have a map of the Snowbank Trail. And then Colin's got the Fisher map too with this loop on it. You really just have to accept on trails like this that you're going to get lost a little bit. You're going to lose the trail once in a while. Usually it's very temporary. But you just got to kind of keep your cool and wait for the trail to reveal itself.
Quick update. We're lost. We're like legit lost. We're still on a trail. We think it's the Disappointment Loop Trail. So I think what happened here was it was like pouring rain. Don't really feel like pulling out your cell phone in the middle of the pouring rain, so we didn't check the GPS. The Gaia GPS shows us like way north of the junction and not on either trail, which obviously is not true because we're on a trail right now. But we scouted out everywhere around here and we don't see a trail going south. In fact, south off of the granite bald that we're on right now is off a cliff. So we're gonna backtrack back down this trail more and hopefully Snowbank will reveal itself again. But I sure feel pretty silly after all of my talk this morning about how you're gonna get lost and you just have to accept it.
Oh yeah, coffee time. That's a pretty good, but that wind was intense last night.
It was. It kept me up a lot.
Yeah, okay.
It's hard not to be a little paranoid about it.
Yeah, I know. I thought you had seen all the deadfall. Jesus.
We have amazing hiking weather today. I'd say it's probably around 70, full sun. We found the trail. When we got there, we figured out what we'd done wrong. There was a very, very clear, huge, beautiful cairn marking the spur. And then there was another nice cairn, but smaller and kind of hidden in a spruce bush. So when we came up, we didn't even see the other trail going off straight. We just focused in on that and went right. So good lesson learned. You earn your lessons out here. Thoughts on Snowbank? Snowbank Trail, aka Blowdown Alley. It's a phenomenally beautiful trail. You get these amazing views of Snowbank Lake pretty regularly, which is always, vista's always good for building trail morale. But holy hell, whoever cleared that trail after the 2016 storm with all the blowdown, they didn't clear that trail, they built a new one. I think they literally had to reroute that trail based on where cutting through massive amounts of blowdown was even just possible. My feet are kind of a mess. Working on a really good blister on my left foot. My left foot seems to be, it's just not used to this level of activity. And my Achilles tendon in my left foot, I kind of was like pushing myself up off the ground to go over one of these blowdown, and it just let out a little shriek. It just gave a little shriek. So I'm being really careful with it now. We're only 8 miles down this trail. We've got more than 30 to go. These BWCA trails are just hard on me. They're just harder on me than I'm kind of used to. So why work this hard? Because you get to go to paradise and no one else is there. We've got Lulu on full stargazer mode. It's supposed to be a clear, gorgeous night.
That's the footbridge? Yikes!
We're up on this ridge somewhere, and we're hiking over to Strupp Lake for the night. So one of the luxury items we bring with us is a GSI insulated mug and pour over filter and real coffee. Oh, it's so good. I think it's Friday. Is it Friday?
Yep.
It's Friday morning. We've been out since Sunday night. And it's been amazing. We are tired. We are tired. This has been some physically challenging hiking, and we really haven't been doing very long miles. I don't know how people do this trail in 20 miles a day. The trail between Midas Lake and Strupp here is in beautiful condition. Really nice condition. Very few blowdowns, so a lot less hiking over and under stuff yesterday. But today we're going to start to hit more climbs and parts of the trail that have been affected by both the blowdown storm in '99 and forest fire, which the guide says can make navigating a bit more difficult. But the benefit of coming out in September is that a lot of people have been through already, so it's been pretty easy to follow, if not a tread, at least signs of previous humans coming through. So hopefully we'll have a great hike today. So we're taking lunch at Harness Lake right now. Colin's down there pumping some water. Because it's been a warm day, beautiful day. Lots more climbing today. It's been great. We got some views to the south of some lakes. We had no views yesterday. Ooh. Oh. Well, I definitely think we should camp over here. Yeah. Oh, I'm going swimming.
your way in. Ooh. Taking our morning break at a little campsite on BWCA. You can see, yeah, navigating today's definitely been more of a challenge. Not navigating really, just following the tread. I think also Colin said that this section of trail hasn't been cleared in 2 years. So yeah, there's definitely times when you're just like, when there's actually 2 trails and not quite sure which one goes where, and you know, he made a good point, you just follow one. If it dead ends, you go back and you follow the other one. So we'll just keep going. Ooh. Somebody slept here last night. I'm gonna guess a moose. All right, just gonna be honest for a second. We're hiking from Howard Lake campsite to the Seahorse Lake Narrows. That whole stretch is miserable. It's terrible. I mean, we're walking along the edge of the lake right now, and it's just like some of the most treacherous hiking I've ever done. So just wanted to share that. Honestly, not having a good time right now. It's about 20 minutes after my last outburst. We're taking a break on the beautiful Chub River behind me here. And I had a little bit of trail Xanax. Just wanted to show you my legs after being out here for 6 days. So that's definitely something to be prepared for when you come out here, is that you're gonna get beat up and you're gonna get heckled by a grouse. And sometimes you're gonna get a little bit of trail rage when you hit your limit of being jabbed and twisting your ankle and almost falling on your face on boulders. But at the end of today, we're gonna get to Bingshik Lake, and Colin's been there before, so we know it's beautiful. And Colin's doing better than I am with this. That may have been the hardest day of hiking we've ever done. I didn't get much video today because the hiking was super intense. This is definitely the section that hasn't been cleared in 2 years, and it was exhausting. It took us like 8.5 hours to do 9.5 miles. So definitely a slow pace, but we're all warm and cozy in the tent now. We got a great view of the sunset out over the lake. Almost done 3 miles, and well, most of the Kek is done. Feels great, but my feet hurt. All right, well, this sign marks the boundary of the BWCA on the eastern side, so we're leaving the BWCA now. Always super sad. There's a really cool chain of beaver ponds that we're following out. It would never dawn on me to bring a hang glider out here. The last 3 miles out from Bingshik, the trail goes by a lake called Mine Lake, which has been a little bit higher thanks to some beavers. So you can see the trail tread where it normally runs is actually flooded, and people have kind of carved a way through to the left, but it's pretty hazardous going. I cannot video during this. Too technical. And just like that, we're done. We're at the end. Yeah! And we're gonna have a celebratory coffee now before we road walk down to the Gunflint Lodge for a big pizza, french fry, malt, root beer, whatever they got. Big lunch. Feels really weird to be on a road. Got picked up by 2 very friendly hikers on this
on the Centennial Trail we'd run into earlier. We've driven all the way back from the Gunflint Trail, back up to Ely, and then back up to the... I'm just rambling now because I'm exhausted. Okay, here's what I wanted to talk about. We're back where we started. We started this trail a week ago. It is amazing how time works out here. It feels like it was a month ago, and I'm not sure why it's like that out here, but it's one of the best parts. A week in my regular life goes by in the blink of an eye. Out here, every moment, there's something around the corner that I'm excited to see. You just stay super, I hate to use the word present, you stay just focused on your next step, what the next cool thing is that's going to happen, on the next challenge, and that just makes time slow down in this amazing way. So really glad we did it. It was really hard sometimes. It was really amazing, and now I'm ready to go home. I'm so ready for a shower. Oh my god.